So this is round the time, 5 minutes. We'll hope we'll have more people joining us afterwards. We'll have 1 hour together to first of all walk through some of the recent updates at the Sandbox. We've been publishing recently two articles. One that is the landowners roadmap for Q1, and another that is our Q1 project update that covers all our products. Before we jump into the question that you submitted, I'd like to take a few minutes just to go through the different content that we've been publishing and explain you a little bit more in details for our landowners what those updates mean for you. So hopefully that will be helping afterwards the conversation. So I hope you can all see my screen right now. This is, first of all, the landowners roadmap update that we published last April 8th. So it's roughly 2 weeks from now, where we detail quite some things around like what we've been working on with the overall team at Sandbox for you, the community of landowners. Talking about the community of landowners, before I jump into features of the roadmap, we are proud to share that the community has been growing. It's more than 23,500 unique landowners, so 2% more than on our last IMA and at the beginning of the year, thanks to one land sale that was successful, the one called Voxel Madness, that brought in 500 new unique landowners, that brought in over 1 million worth of sand of sales around the primary sale and the secondary sales of NFTs, and also one new record, like there's been a large 24 by 24 estates of that been sold on the secondary market for 750,000 USDT, which, as far as we know, according to DAppRadar, that tweeted about that transaction, is the largest virtual real estate auction this year. So that seems to be a good sign for the community and the value of land in the virtual real estate market overall. We are still very active with the team, focusing on the product. You know, our mission at Sandbox is really to empower creators to be able to publish their experience, monetize their experience, engage their community, and create fun experiences, fun content that the community can access. So the first element that you can find and that we announced about 2 weeks ago, you can see at the top of this TLDR, is really the ability of self-publishing your land. So self-publish means that you will be able to launch your experience made with GameMaker 0.8 directly on the map, open it to your audience without any validation, without any curation from the Sandbox team. And we're planning to make it available to all creators by end of Q3. So that's one of the primary goals for the Sandbox this year, to go full UGC, let any of the 23,500 landowners open their experiences, and we will be unveiling in a dedicated announcement and community event next month, so in a week from now, more or less, exactly how that is possible, all the different steps of the product with video tutorial, walkthroughs, and so on. So more details about this. It's an important thing that we've been working, and I'm sure the community of landowners will enjoy. After, that we've launched the GameMaker 0.8 around the end of December, beginning of January. Part of, we've already updated 2 times that product, and we keep updating it on an ongoing basis, thanks to your feedback from the creator, anything that is from stability, performance, issue, or improvement, all that feedback we take and we use to make the product better, thanks to you. And the experience that will go live will need to be built with the Game Maker 0.8 in order to showcase the best possibilities, the best graphics, to have multiplayer gameplay, video and music streaming, and more as part of it. We also want to enable minting your own assets on the marketplace on Polygon, and that's working by end of Q4. And I saw there are some questions related to that, and Kat and Jem, which I'll be happy to answer afterwards. How it will work, what is really our approach on how to simplify that process. I will share with you some of our ideas. Staking is back. We're still active and ongoing. And yes, we have reward only for you as landowners. Specifically, if you stake sand and you have your land on Polygon, you get extra pool of reward every week that is guaranteed. And we're going to update the staking dashboard very soon, so it becomes even more simpler and easy to understand how it works. In terms of playing, every month there are several events ongoing where if you're an NFT holder, you have access to dedicated pool of rewards. So anyone can play. As usual, it's free to access to anyone. But if you own certain avatars or if you own lands, you can actually earn more rewards than the general pool of rewards. For example, in the April festival, there is 150,000 sand reward only for landowners, and there is 150,000 sand only for avatar holders. So that's great. Means more rewards specifically for that community. You can access all of that on sandbox.game/events website. Something new that we put in place as well is bonus content for creators. So hopefully you can see this great obelisk that's been made by Camille Sauzet, one of the leading voxel artists in our community. Each month, landowners will get an exclusive reward that they can claim and soon airdropped over once it is on Polygon. So they can use it on their land, they can keep it, they can showcase it, or they can sell it if they want. And we're working to think what happens if you hold the whole collection or maybe run a game jam that involves specifically those assets. So driving more initiative. And again, we're open to your suggestion, both in terms of what exclusive content we should design for the landowners. As you can see, from May to December, we still have some time ahead of us to design. We're going to work and unveil the May one. So feed us with your ideas. And communication, yes, we're here today with an animate, and we want to continue improving the communication, improving the transparency regarding what's coming, so you're fully up to date around everything. So about the map and self-publishing, we've been working on improving the map website. Also, I don't know if you noticed, but we have tons of little logos on every 1x1. I think more than probably 6,000 lands have updated their icon already with a 1x1 logo. I love it. It's part of giving more flavor to the map, more customization, more personalization. So you haven't done so, please do update with your own logo. So every month we take a snapshot of the map, we showcase it, and the landowners who prepare the most their land in terms of metadata, title, logo, video description have more chance as well to get noticed by our team, as we always scout on the map for great content. And also, we retweet creators on our social media. We connect with you and your team. We try to be supportive. We might buy your NFT from your collection. These are some of the ways that we provide support. Obviously, there's many others. So that's a great way for getting noticed. Moving a bit further, we have introduced a new way for users to become landowners. That new way has proven effective. So since last year, I think it was October or November, we introduced a land raffle system where users could only buy one land at a time. It has contributed to, and it was based on a raffle, so no longer based on like first come, first serve. And that enabled to have more unique landowners engage who really want to get a land, and or for you also to choose if you want to have a regular land, a premium land, or participate in the auctions. This week, we will be announcing a new land sale. So we shared already that Musicverse is coming, Movieverse is coming, and this week we have a great extension of one of the most popular neighborhood on the map that's coming. Stay tuned on Wednesday for more details. What is the land value if we cannot drive players, if we cannot drive discovery and engagement? Well, we are been working and testing various systems to drive players during seasons, during events. We built the mystery box. So we have like extra rewards, including very popular and valuable NFT from external collection. We have the leaderboard system, which is on constant improvement. That's helped as well to drive engagement and players spending on average 20 minutes a day per experience, which is a good start. And we're thinking as well how we keep rewarding most engaged users who are players, avatar holders, landowners. One important thing is like the publishing, self-publishing will have NFT gating feature at the launch. So you will be able indeed to restrict access to certain community of NFT holders, or whether those NFTs are internal to Sandbox, like were created with voxel-based, or will actually be external collection. Imagine you have your own PFP collection like a Bored Ape, Cool Cat, Clonex, etc. You can also get access to them. Quick overview of some of the upcoming features to improve building your experience. So the idea is like we want to have the map populated with experiences, with great content. And whether you are a professional builder or you use GameMaker or not, you should be able to put something on your land as seamlessly as possible. So having access to an ecosystem of builders, which we've been certifying, so you can trust them on their quality of work, is essential. Having access to platforms like Sandstorm, where you can submit a project and artist and builder will make you a proposal live and compete with each other, is also a great way. Templates in the GameMaker is also very important, and we are thinking how we can, as seamless as possible, even in one click in the future, deploy an experience on your land. And other than that, we're thinking of like claiming exclusive NFTs, self-publishing, creating estates of any shape and size, meaning like if you have an estate already, you can publish land and experience of any size. But if you have also like, we are in the publishing workflow, you're going to see how it works, and that will give you more creative freedom. Other than that, minting asset, I think we already talked about it. GameMaker, we already talked about it. If you haven't tried it, we really encourage you to do. There is an ongoing game jam called Multiplayer Game Jam that's coming. And then what else? Like we also engage our community. So IRL, back NFT NYC, which is a main conference in New York, like landowners were selected to have access to an event where we hosted Steve Aoki as a DJ. Also in Paris, landowners were selected to attend the private event featuring a Snoop Dogg performance as a DJ. So we try to engage and get our community to meet IRL as well during our partner days in Hong Kong, in Korea, where we hosted them, in Tokyo, and in Paris. So quite a great moment as well for the community here. All right, so let me jump into the questions. So thank you for submitting your question over the weekend as well. I'll try to cover maximum. We have roughly 40 minutes ahead of us. We'll summarize some of them since some were like overlapping. All right, so let's start. There is what I can do is maybe I can share screen, or I don't know if I should share screen. Let me see how I can do that. Here, okay. So hope everyone can see. All right, so thank you again. Let me zoom in a little bit. Yeah, should be almost okay. 125 maybe. Okay, perfect. So first question, can I ask a question in the landowner IMA? Well, of course you can. That's what it's here for. Like that's our moment where we are going to chat together and try to cover pretty much every question you have. Second question, I really appreciate, I will put in green as soon as I answer, right? I really appreciate the IMA. I understand it is impossible to schedule these when everyone is available to the worldwide spread. So yes, like we are recording it in video right now, and I will be shared afterwards to our landowner community and be available over Discord. So if you are not here right now in this special moment with 87 other people, don't worry, you will still get your answers. Hey guys, when can we expect to have the possibility to use leaderboards in our experiences that we can publish on our land? Or can we have any data regarding the participation of the players in our games, give them rewards? Like time quest done, how many players participate, who are the players that participate, etc. All right, so thorough question here. Thanks PG, the Mountaineer, for your question. First part is like, definitely before we introduce leaderboards for every creator, we want to make sure that the leaderboard system that we have in place is secure and proven, battle tested enough for you as a creator to use it and be able to trust the results of it. Since we introduced the leaderboards in Alpha Season 3, it's been a great feature, a great addition, but also a little source of frustration for some users and some bad actors in the community that were trying to like cheat and bypass the security and so on. That's why we have in place an anti-fraud team that review all the results, participation, and try to eliminate the users who don't have the right behaviors, because the rewards that you're going to give are valuable. We're trying our best. We're improving. It has improved since season 3 from last August, and we're going to reintroduce leaderboards more and more in our own event. And ultimately, everything we've done, yes, the goal is like creators can use it as well by themselves. So minting your avatar collection, having your leaderboard, having access to metrics and dashboard, that should be possible, but that will be progressively over time. So we'll probably start with the leaderboard itself. Then we are thinking how we can build some sort of reporting dashboard so you can know who has won on your experience, how many users did you have, how much time did they spend, how many quests they completed, and more information that will hopefully become available starting by the leaderboard. Microtransaction in the game, like you know that we're a Web3 NFT-based platform. So we don't have in mind microtransaction in the sense of like in-game credit card payment like traditional games, but we always want users to own the content that they buy using NFTs. Maybe we'll have NFT payment by card. That's something we're testing soon. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it in case of like what we have so far. So I hope that answers your question, PG the Mountaineer. Now, next question from Alpha Perry. So how will player go between experience lands when the publishing system is released? Is it similar to how it is now, the official experience with a list and separate map, or will it be traversable by going between land borders? Also, it is a former, will a traversable land system be put in place later on, like when the plan was to use larger estates or teleportation hubs? Well, that's a great question, Alpha Perry, and I appreciate that you follow the project since the beginning. So what we want to do is definitely have multiple way to discover the content on the map, both on the website and both in-game. So what we are going to have, it's first like an improved map where you can discover lands. So all the different neighborhoods name matching the land sale that we did will be segmented to facilitate the discovery. And from there, like we'll give a big zoom in to a certain region. We also have the in-game map on the game client that is coming in the next update of the game client. So you will be able to move from one land directly to another without having to get outside of the game client. So you stay in the game experience with your avatar. An overlay comes with the map, and you can already move from one to another. And I'm working with a team indeed as well to have that with your avatar, as you cross the border from one land, there will be a way to propose players to teleport towards like the next neighboring land as a way to reinforce the meaning of neighborhoods and as originally planned. So we're working on it, and I hope that we can share interesting information for the community in the coming months. Moving to the next question. In a previous AMA for landowners, you mentioned catalysts and gems as staking rewards. When and how do you implement those catalysts and gems? So it's true that we have the catalyst and gem system in place, and it is working live right now. Like you need catalysts and gems for minting certain asset, but we are not fully satisfied by how it works. We find it's a bit complex. It's complex to explain. It's showing some limitation, and it's forced to have management not of just one I would call it like ERC20 currency, but multiple. So that hasn't been delivering the kind of simplicity that we're trying to provide for all creators. Like we're moving from something like, oh, you can create assets without reading the user manual to something pretty complex, managing multiple resources. Instead, we are working on a simpler system where we will have only one resource needed to mint any kind of asset. And those assets will have different attributes, rarity, and abilities inside the game client. So reinforcing the utility of those content. And that has been in the work behind the scenes for quite some months now. We're not yet ready to announce it publicly, how it worked and when it do, because what we want to do and what we want to make sure is like if we announce it, we can launch it first like quite rapidly after, not so you don't have to wait months and months. And two, it will be easy to understand and to also know how you can earn and receive those rewards. One thing is for sure, and that goes to your second question, when do you offer exclusive staking rewards for premium landowners? We want to make sure that landowners and premium landowners will receive and contribute as part of that economy with this simplified mechanism. Also, we are making sure that on the staking side, yes, as a premium landowner, you will be able to earn more reward than regular landowners. All right, so here are several questions from Guy Guarakzi, hopefully pronounce it correctly. 6 questions, so let's unfold them. Tell me more about the special feature of a premium land. So, as you know, premium land started by being like location on the map during the land sale, which are the most closely connected toward like top brands, top celebrities like Snoop Dogg or Atari, The Walking Dead, etc. Premium land is scarce, so there is definitely less premium land than regular land because we try to really limit them to the immediate neighborhood of a brand or an IP. And we are working as well to ensure that this scarcity will remain, meaning like there's about 25% of the map that still remain to be sold until the end of 2026. We want to make sure that premium land will remain a scarce resource and will not add too many more, keeping their rarity as much as possible. We have already put in place for our premium landowner various benefits, better visibility on the map with the yellow icon, the golden circling around them, better visibility on the metadata. We already working to have them properly tagged and on OpenSea, their thumbnail have a label that shows premium to differentiate them more from regular land. We're also working on having premium NFTs included inside them and give a meaning to those premium NFTs. And now what we're doing is we are working to reinforce even more the utility and use case of like what's possible to do with a premium land, allowing special templates in the game maker that relates to your premium NFTs. So we're linking premium land and game maker to more features involving the increased staking rewards as well, and involving of course like the benefit of like the discovery related to as people will search for lands on the map, they will get visibility in priority on those premium lands. So that links to the second question, when can premium landholders start receiving more staking rewards? We're working on it, and we want to make sure that will be reflected in the next update of the staking feature. Third question, why are Snoop Dogg concerns being delayed? Do you have any plans? So we're working on it. Every week we have updates, but like we want to make sure that what we show, what we launch with the Snoop Dogg concern is always showing the best quality of what's possible with Game Maker. And also because it's a big celebrity, and he's involved in it, he wants to make sure this is the best work that he can do for a virtual concert. That means why should we rush the launch if we are not satisfied by yet how we're making it an unbelievable, very a stepping stone in terms of this is a great moment, this is showcasing more possible use case behind for virtual concerts in the metaverse, and this is really cool and connected to Snoop Dogg culture, what defines him, the utility of his NFTs like avatars, the passes as well. And something cool that we've been working on for quite some time to be launched during that concert. So thanks for your patience. I know we're very eager to launch it, but I just want to make sure it will be great and a great moment and experience for the community as well. On the fourth question, Sandbox seems to be falling out of the market. I'm curious to see your plan to bring it back to the public attention. Well, I'm sorry to hear that you're feeling that we're falling out of the market. we have been very, we continue to ship updates. We recently published the article that showed everything that we launched in Q1. We have regular updates about what we're doing, like in this animate today. We have regular announcement of new IPs and brands that are connecting. I've been traveling a lot, speaking at major conference, announcing big partnership like in the Saudi Arabia, DGA, or I've been to Hong Kong recently for our partner days, one of the biggest we had to date, connecting with the community. So maybe it's a different kind of it's not just, we're not building hype. We're trying to connect an ecosystem to make sure it grows and to make sure that we're delivering the necessary feature as a platform for this ecosystem to be successful. And we think it's a better over time. It will show that once more and more people can create and publish on Sandbox, we will again attract more users, meaning more traffic for your land, hopefully more revenue, and it will be beneficial for everyone. When will be Gem released? Why it's still not released? I have answered that question previously, so I will not repeat it. I think there should be more compensation for landowners. What are your plans? We already shared several elements of what landowners will get: more staking rewards, more dedicated reward for events and season, game maker templates, better discovery on the map, incentive to build game jams. So feel free to provide more suggestions if you have. Voting in the DAO as well, something that we're working, and I hope we can publish soon. And let's see if you have more suggestions after I go through all the questions. Moving forward, one question here from Leon Tomorphic. Publishing for some selected landowners is said to be live in Q2. What will be the prerequisite for this, and when can we expect the application to be live? Almost, so it will be live by end of Q3. We will make all the announcements first week of May to details to the several member of ecosystem and our community of landowners, the process for publishing. And there will be whitelisting. There will be certain steps to put in place. So if your experience is ready, if you have all the metadata put in place on your page, so you can say your game is coming soon, you might be on a fast track toward the feature. So stay tuned for more announcements. We're very excited. We are so eager to release that feature. We think it will change how Sandbox is perceived as a user-generated content platform first and foremost. So Gem and Catalyst were said to be live over 10 months ago, still without official announcement follow-up. So I think it's pretty much the same as the previous question. And here again, it's back to how to make things simpler and how to make sure that once we announce it, it is very soon going live and concretely understandable by everyone and usable by everyone. So we're working on it. We were focusing on abilities, simpler way to manage scarcity, and the traits for the NFT collection that then you as a creator can use. Please take this opportunity to perhaps expand upon the reworking of the gem economy. Yes, we are. And we also saw that the migration of all in-game assets was not addressed at all in the previous roadmap update. Well, yes, we're waiting for the migration to Polygon of all the in-game assets simultaneously to the opening of marketplace on Polygon, because then if you migrate and you cannot use your assets to sell them, it creates more frustration. Why migrate, right? So we want to make things right in the right order, step by step. High quality land is 4 times more expensive than ordinary land, but the reason for not paying attention to high quality land. So here I feel It's a question around premium land, their location. So we hear that you feel like we are not delivering enough value for premium land. We are going to solve that by features in the map discovery, in the game maker with templates, in the way that the search engine work to drive traffic, in the staking rewards, in the special rewards for landowners, and we're all ears open for more suggestions. This one, any update on the tool animation, you can see like we will publish the updates as soon as it can be updated, as we're working with the IP holder in Japan, and we cannot share before we have any confirmation working with the IP holder, anything that we're working on. So just a bit more patience, stay tuned. There seems to be a lot of talk. That was a question from Red Baron 7. There seems to be a lot of talk recently about adding benefits for premium lands. But all the land sold in presale 1 to 3 to your earliest bakers is ordinary land, since premium land was only created for presale 4. Will benefits given to premium land also be applied to buyers from those presales? For instance, land in some of the most precious locations, touching Centauri State or Excellatary, is not premium. That's a great question, and thanks for being an early backer of the Sandbox, DoMob, an early member of our landowner community. So we are not planning to transform regular land into a premium land to have a mechanic for that yet. What we are trying to do is first ensure the scarcity of premium land, so not add too many, and two, make sure that at the end of the day, that's great content that we feature, that we drive traffic to, and that will engage users to come, to stay, to enjoy their experience in Sandbox. What that means is that if you have a great project to publish on your land, it doesn't matter if you have a premium land or not. Like, we'll make sure that this great project gets the attention it deserves. With our publishing team, with the curation and editorial work we're applying, via coverage over social media, as we retweet a lot of content from the creator. So when you share something that's great, we retweet it, both from Sandbox account, from my personal account, and we play it, we stream about it. So at the end of the day, we'll make sure that you get a lot of value, a lot of exposure from your land, and we'll figure out other ways to reward our early backers who have been holding to their land for quite some time as well. All right, a few more questions. What is the use of avatar rarity if they don't have any utility in game, or it at least can have rewards based on the rarity, which would make avatar more worth than it already is? It was a suggestion from my friend to consider it and have it implemented if possible. There are a few more suggestions I have that will get more utility to assets, but suggestions are not just being viewed properly. For it to bring more utility and excitement for the game, this is a question from Null Voider. Actually, that's a great question. And right now, when you buy and mint an avatar from one of the official collection, the rarity is essentially around like the aesthetic, the digital scarcity, like there's 2,000 or 3,000 avatars, but the legendary one, there's definitely much less, maybe less than 50 versus the rest. They come with more animation, better aesthetic, but we need to find as well more utility specifically applied in-game. For that, we're thinking about something called abilities that will soon hopefully present to the community. That means like maybe better action, more gameplay, more emotes, such as the wild ones, the recent collection that is still alive, like legendary one, have many more animation than the regular ones. We're also thinking with the team in charge of the events and season to create special rewards pool. So until now, if you have an avatar, you have access to a special pool of reward than if you don't have an avatar. That's already great, a great way to reward the avatar holder. What if instead of having just one pool for all avatars, you had one pool per rarity of avatars? That's something we have in mind. I love your feedback about it, because that means, for example, legendary avatar owners would have access to a prize pool only for legendary avatar owners, rare only for rare owners, and so on. That's one idea, and we're open to discussion. So feel free to suggest more ideas to our community, to via Discord, via email, via Twitter, and we'll do our best to take all those inputs and produce something that takes them into account. Are there any incentive planned for holding multiple lands, like a faster jump farming or more ticket in raffle? That's the first question. And second question, when Sandbox merchandise by OX Anonymous? Well, if you want more lands, actually, you already are getting more benefits. Specifically, once or twice a year, we have a distribution of Sand token, and the amount you receive depends on if you're a single landowner or a large landowner. So having an estate, for example, 6x6 or 12x12, give you more benefits during that airdrop than having 1x1. Yet we want to keep as well, like as fair as possible, and make sure that every single landowners gets some benefits. So it's that fine balance. When Sandbox merchandise, well, you know that we made the Ledger custom wallet for all landowners. It's been very well received by the community. There was one important merchandise that we did. We have, during the conference and physical event, we distribute various swag from Sandbox, like t-shirts, caps, stickers that you can put on your computer, etc. For now, our focus is still like, let's create a better virtual world, better experiences, more fun, and let's give merchandise in our IRL events for the landowner communities when we get a chance to meet them at our partner days, or for example, like at NFT NYC this year and last year. So they remain scarce, they remain valuable. We always try to make swag like people love and can use and can hold for a long time, and hopefully, like, you love them and you will be rewarded. All right, few more questions. Will there be more reward in the next alpha exclusively for landowners? That's from Good Guy Lizard. Yes, there will be. Like, it's part of the design of every event, every season, that landowners, avatar owners, get more dedicated rewards than regular players. So we're working on it, and we launched since April dedicated reward for landowners. It's been a success, and we want to continue doing so. When will the high quality land empowerment that is 4 times better than original land be launched? I guess that question from YCDA goes back to, again, the value of premium land and how we're working to make it more valuable. I think I already covered that question. Can the land construction tool, GameMaker, increase development fund and increase programmer to improve the overall development tool? Great question. Again, thank you, YCDA. So yes, our GameMaker is improving. We are releasing constant updates, 0.8, 0.81, and 8.2, and we publish changelog. We have a game jam ongoing. We have grants for the creators progressively. And we're also looking at how we can involve external teams to contribute to help the game maker and its development to add more and more features. So it's definitely in progress. We are very happy about that. And we hope that you're seeing that progress as well. Could you give us more details about the premium land about the premium land will take more staking rewards and some of your future plans. Here, I believe I covered that question as well. So thank you, Bor3Y2. What are the benefits of having premium land going to be? Already covered that question as well from Joe Bob McGruff. How will the initial deployment of gem and catalyst be distributed? Same wise. How will the gem and catalysts that are currently out there for Partners Builder be handled before the mass get as an NFT? Just to be sure on that, one addition is like we'll make it fair. We'll make sure that there is a fair distribution of those rewards and resource, and that they should be used the way they should be used. So like we'll not give like a large supply to a partner before or so on. When and how the DAO will be handed over to land holders? That is a very important question. Here, the DAO itself, it's a project that started. We have the first phase of the DAO being designed by a partner called Horizon Labs. We are working now into the implementation, and I wish that in a few months we can have this announcement and presentation to the community where landowners will play an important role and will be able to share exactly how the DAO runs and what people can do in it. So stay tuned. That's an important aspect for like the progressive decentralization of Sandbox. Is there a way for landowners who are not creators to rent out or land? A proven legit way, smart contract developed by TSB. They're a marketplace where landowner can put their offer for such a purpose. Great question. We think like once self-publishing is live, lending or renting your land will come naturally. But we wanted to work on first possibility for anyone to publish their experience, then the renting or lending. We will probably have an official way to do it, but also we feel like we already seeing in the ecosystem many projects that want to be like marketplaces for lending and renting. So we should enable them as a decentralized ecosystem to work as well and propose maybe a better interface or a different approach. So keeping the ecosystem open for new entrants to offer this service using land as an infrastructure rather than blocking them from accessing it. When will more gameplay come out for the game, and will it be seamless land-to-land include portal? Bonus quest, Sandbox VR, please. From Dan Freedim. That was the last question. So we're constantly updating GameMaker. We have GameMaker 0.8 in the making that's already live. We're already discussing the next version of GameMaker. It will include I don't want to tease too much, but there's something really interesting that will allow to create even more multiplayer gameplay, even more social interaction, with the ability to save your own set of rules for your games. So that's something that was very demanded by the community, and we feel will allow to increase, like you said, the diversity of gameplay in Sandbox. And that's very important. So we can keep empowering all the creators with their wildest ideas as we build. Regarding VR, I'm sorry, but VR still not in our plans. We're focusing to make Sandbox on mobile. The good news is that it already runs on Android. It's not ready for production launch and so on. It's just like developer build that runs. And now, like, we need to improve the performance, the interface for like playing with your fingers, etc. So that's something we still work on. And that's it for all the questions that you submitted in advance. Right on time. I see I still have 5 minutes, so maybe I can open the stage now to any live question to the community in case I didn't answer any of your previous questions. All right, don't be shy. Let's see. Chat. Ooh, All right, there's a lot of questions in the chat. And thank you as well. By the way, while I was answering question, I see our dear Amy was already in action to answer those questions. Our community manager, Ami is doing a great work as well. Scott is doing a great work. The ambassadors, all the TMs. I wanted also to give you a big thanks as well for helping all our landowners, all the creators. All right, so I invited 2 people to speak on stage. I don't know if you will speak. We'll take some question. Okay, what is the problem with the reward system at the moment? Good question. So there is a few things ongoing that are involved at this moment of time regarding reward. There's been a backlog of like the distribution of rewards. It takes some time to process a reward, to run through like the analysis of like who is a legit player, who is a player that might have inappropriate behavior or not applying by the rules, and then defining and distributing the reward. We understand it's been too long, and that's created frustration in the community. So I'm working to review all that process, simplify it, make it more efficient. We understand there is a lack of transparency and communication as well about like who is eligible to a reward, who's not, when is the distribution. Again, I'm working to get that in place, to have a page where you can see live the distribution status and your own status in the future on your profile. I apologize about that situation. It's in being improved at the moment. There has been frustration as well from the way tickets are being managed on Discord. Because Discord has a limitation of how many tickets can be open at the same time. It's not defined by us, it's how Discord works. It was closing automatically after 24 hours a ticket. I understand it's been a source of frustration and made many people unhappy because they felt like they wouldn't get answered, their ticket would be closed, and so on. So we're going to stop that, stop the automatic closing, and we'll do our best that every ticket, every complaint about the reward is being answered. I put in place a team with 2 people in charge that will do work on it, and as you know, I've shown transparently on social media. I will give regular update myself as well on what's going on, when is the next reward, when a reward has been distributed, and so on. Back to the idea of transparency. And ultimately, there's been also some false positive in the way that we detected if a player was legitimate or not. One was because of an issue we found on like how OpenSea managed some transaction. Some other because of the algorithm we use and we developed was too maybe strict in the rules of interpretation. And I'm sorry, we cannot disclose which are the rules, but I'm really willing here. We are committed to review every person that complained, double check, and fix this situation. The one thing is just like, don't write us 10 times a day. That doesn't change or that doesn't help really. But you know, the team now there's really a team on it. They are working. Takes several days, business day to process. But ultimately, and as you can see, the rewards are ongoing and being distributed. And I hope the situation will improve in the coming weeks as we show that effort for everyone. Are you going to open new Sandbox company in other states? Well, we open a company and an office when we feel there is a real big market, and the way we define a market is through 4 attributes. Creators, so if we feel there's many creators that need our support, brands, if there's a lot of brands that are like interested to come to Sandbox and become landowners. Education is very important as well. And crypto adoption in general, like as well, like how the country is and people and community in those countries support and embrace Web3. There's a few locations already where we have teams. I don't know if you were aware of, like Thailand, Singapore, where I will be in the coming weeks, next month, and I will be running partner days as well to meet with our community there. And Italy, I will be there as well early May. And progressively, we're looking at many regions of the world where Sandbox can extend its presence, its community, and its ecosystem. Yes, I will be there for Blockchain Week. Get in touch, like write me an email, or because we will have a creator dinner and a creator, we'll have a creator meetup where we'll have builders and we'll be meeting between the builder, etc. Cool.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Sorry, I was in the mobile Discord, but I don't know, the interface has a problem, and I couldn't, like, I wasn't able to accept the mic. So first of all, Sebastian, thank you, because I know you are doing, and your team is doing a great effort for the metaverse. And well, I put these questions in the chat, but I wanted to know. I have three questions. So the first one is how the Sandbox is doing financially. I know this first stage is burning money, right? Because they need the operations, the infrastructure, everything costs money. So I wanted to know how it's doing the Sandbox, because I think it's not clear how the Sandbox that is doing financially, right? How the money is coming, and well, that's my first question. The second one is about the artificial intelligence, how the Sandbox is going to implement these features, that because I know these few months artificial intelligence has been like changing everything. So I want to know if you have something in mind, because I haven't seen something in the roadmap. So maybe in the next year we can have something related with artificial intelligence. And the last one is about the traction, because I follow Twitter a lot, and I have seen that maybe the Sandbox is losing tracking, right? It's not the same as, well, Mark Zuckerberg talk about the metaverse and everything explodes, right? And right now we are like entering in a stage that everything is coming before of that. So I wanted to know if we are losing traction, if that is right, right? And how it is gonna be in the future, right? If you have plans for marketing or something to like impulse the metaverse. That's the three questions that I had. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Miguel. I think those are three great questions for closing today's IMA. So first of all, like what's the financial situation of Sandbox? Well, we have funding to keep running the company for several years ahead of us. If we are careful in how we manage the money, of course, if we implement the features to enable like the creator economy to kick off, so that's why a big focus around self-publishing. And if the world doesn't go to end or crypto market doesn't crash, or we don't have any other black swan event. But so far, we've been able to manage our funding in a very careful way, and like making sure that we prioritize on tech people, tech profile, product focus. We've been building Sandbox during like a bear market, and we've been focusing on our creators. And today we keep focusing on our creators first, and landowners. I do believe they are the one that will make the metaverse take off. Because once you launch, when you publish your experience, you will attract your community. You will bring more players. You will engage them. You will maybe innovate in how monetization and engagement will be done. So I'm really excited about that moment. About the second question, which was around generally speaking, how is Sandbox? While like the metaverse maybe has sorry, that was the third question. The second was about AI. I will come back to it. Second question about like the metaverse is less hype, less trendy, maybe because Facebook stopped, Microsoft stopped. It doesn't matter. Like our mission has been from the beginning to empower creators through true digital ownership and creating those new forms of entertainment in virtual world. And what we've been doing for 5 years. We didn't wait for Facebook to rename itself. Yes, it helped the market. Yes, it helped the ecosystem. Does it change how we work? No, it doesn't. Like we are mission driven. We keep updating our product, our roadmap, and we are focused on showcasing the early possibilities of Sandbox and the metaverse more specifically. So we continue on that. And last of all, so to reassure you, the metaverse is far from dead. It's engaging that you are here, landowners are here, land sales are selling out, avatar sales are selling out. Doesn't need to be in 24 hours. They can sell out over more time. What's important is people to engage, to understand the utility, and to be part of the journey. And finally, about generative AI, we're really excited about the potential of generative AI. We feel it can really empower even more the creators, like to bring their ideas to life, conceptualize them much faster than before. We've seen that it is with our partnership with Scenario, we've seen like a lot of engagement. We're also using generative AI or AI in kinetics for like capturing body movement and applying to emotes to bring more life within experiences, or for in-game moderation, like text, reducing toxicity is pretty important and helps make the metaverse safer. And we have one person in charge to explore collaboration with AI solution, do R&D, and see where it leads us to populate faster, to make it more fun and more lively. What you're seeing behind me is just collector content, like we try to show in our offices around the world, actually. Art, both digital art as NFT and real world art. We collect things, and I wish, like, I love to have Asterix in Sandbox. This is not official, not a collaboration, just art we collected. All right. I think we just passed the hour. I hope that was informative, that I answered as many questions as you had. Thank you for sharing those in advance. We went through. Thank you for being here. It matters. You being present at the core of this community. I hope that you also are creating or have plans to create on your land. So when self-publishing comes, you'll be the first to launch your experience. And well, I hope to see you in Sandbox. I know that some of you are taking pictures when they see me and my avatar. So keep sharing those moments and see you very soon again for next IMA with major announcements. Thank you and have a great rest. Good morning, afternoon, or evening wherever you are. Have a great rest of the day. Bye bye, everyone.